Hi there, my name is Ricardo Juliano, and I'm an intern for the town of Greenburgh. And my project that I'm doing today is called the Immigration Experience. The Immigration Experience is a project that covers all aspects of the immigration process. And today's guest that I brought here today is somebody who went through that process, and his name is Arsh Tavi. Thank you for coming here.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
Good. What do you call it? I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule.
Of course.
To join me. I really appreciate it because me personally, I'm really interested in learning all about the immigration experience and what it's all about. Because me as an American, I had the privilege of growing up here, but I never had the privilege of not knowing what the struggle is coming here to this country. So,
I'll be glad to explain. Sure.
thank you. My first question I'd like to ask you is, where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from Iran. It's located in the Middle East, and the main language is Farsi. I'm from a city called Isfahan. It's not the capital, however, it's one of the major big cities over there. I moved here about 7 years ago, and I've so far in Greenburgh, I've had a really nice and happy life.
Okay. What do you call it? So far, it's still happy, right?
Of course, happy.
Okay, good, good. What do you call it? When you first came here, was it hard for you to really get in the lingual of understanding English, or?
Well, initially, yes. Any language, if you get started with it, it's somewhat difficult, especially if it's not your native language. For a little bit, I struggled. But however, the high school process was really good for me, and it got me to somewhat pick up on the things that I would have usually missed out on. Because reading from books or learning from a tutor per se is not the same experience as being in an environment where everyone speaks that language in its natural way. And I came at a young age, so I was open and receptive to learning new things, and it went well.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. What do you call it? It's just like you coming here and you hear all these people speak a language that is foreign to you, and you're expected to learn it in order to assimilate into society. So it must have been like a really ton of pressure for you.
Of course, there's a lot of pressure on me, especially the urge to adapt to the environment. But after some time, I realized that it wasn't all that serious, and people are really open to accepting those that are working hard to, fit in.
Mm-hmm.
At least in Greenburgh, it's been really open.
Okay, that's good. I like to hear that. At least the town of Greenburgh, we can accommodate to those who are coming here fresh from another country. I like that. This leads up to my next question. Basically, when you came here, learning a new language, was it hard for you to connect with other people?
Well, sometimes I couldn't really relay what I had in mind, like my thoughts to them directly, but I could somehow say an expression that would make sense in my mind or my native language. But after some time of trial and error and talking with people and having them tell me what's the right way to say something, or having them accept what I said, understand it, then I figured out the correct ways to talk with people. So initially, yes, it was hard, but after a while, I got used to it.
Now, besides speaking and learning the language of English, what do you call? In this country currently right now, there's a lot of, for some, I guess, dark moments, particularly as immigrants. And you're from Iran, and right now Iran is making news all over the world. Have you personally ever felt any backlash or discrimination?
Fortunately, I have not personally been discriminated. I don't know anyone that's been discriminated from my country either, at least to my vicinity. I assume there's people out there that are facing discrimination on a daily basis. But in my case, even if someone might appear to be discriminating, I would assume they don't like my personality or my behavior better than my ethnicity.
Yeah.
And I don't take it too seriously. I usually just assume people are having a bad day, or maybe they're just upset at me.
Either case, it's their loss.
It's their loss.
It's their loss. So, okay, coming here, learning a language, thank God you haven't dealt with anybody that gave you any problems for your background. What do you call? Has there been any other obstacle coming here as an immigrant for you?
Well, the culture shock, I assume. So Iran is more religious, more traditional, and America is more secular and more. Their freedom values are really important. Usually, I'm not used to expressing my thoughts back then, at least. But now I'm more open to saying almost anything on my mind, anything I feel like, propose new ideas. But back in Iran, I wasn't able to express such said things out of fear of my life. But over here, I can really value democracy and freedom quite a bit, especially the First Amendment. It's very important. I don't think not everyone realizes the true value of it.
Hmm. So that's what you value the most, free speech.
Freedom is the number one thing in America that I love.
Mm-hmm. What do you call that? That's nice. I like that. You know, I think freedom is one of the greatest assets and foundations of this country. You know, this country has a rough past. Nobody can deny that. But through time, as through history prevails, we can see that little by little, freedom is worth everything. You know, particularly to immigrants. Um, what do you call it? I mean, what do you call it? Do you consider this home? Do you consider the town of Greenburgh home to you?
Dude, I don't have plans to return back to Iran. I consider this place my new home, and I hope it stays that way. Hopefully, others can accept me for who I am, but not where I came from, which so far they have. And it feels really warm everywhere. It's really peaceful in the suburbs in Westchester County.
Hmm. What do you call it? Because I talk to immigrants from the town of Greenburgh, and some of them tell me that they don't feel like this is home at all. They actually loathe it here, you know, for different reasons. So you know, I like to hear that you know people embrace Greenburgh as their new home because home isn't just four walls and a roof. It's something that's more sentimental to you, and you know, not only me but the town of Greenburgh really appreciates that you enjoy this place and you consider it as your home. So it's amazing. What do you call them? I mean, before we you know head out, is there anything else you'd like to ask?
Well, I'll just state that the one thing that coming to America gave me is hope. When I came here, I didn't have hope, but after seeing all these people working hard to get their dreams done, I found hope, and I hope all people that come here from different countries can find hope too. Thank you.
Thank you.